Okay, this is part 8 of the U-shaped knitting of the triangle shawl, day 2. Okay, we are changed. 1, 2, swap, 446. 1, 2, swap. Swapped, 446. The next one is 452. Make sure we're right. We are. 1, 2, swap. 3, 4, swap. 1, 2, swap. Did it again. Keep accidentally closing the latch on the needle. Okay. Next one is 4, 5, 6. Sure we are correct. We are. Reduce. Oh, come on. Okay. Now, weighing this down is going to be a little bit more difficult. It still needs to be done. Thinking down here might be okay. It'll be a little iffy for the next little while. I have plenty of weight on the edge stitches, but not as per se in the front ones. Okay, this is 4, 5, 6. Should be at 47 stitches. Okay, yeah, we did our reduction. We need to start knitting. Better check that off. All right, here we go. Everything looks right. Everyone looks like they're knitting. It's 4, 5, 8. Okay, 6. Those ones are a little sketchy. I'm going to see if I can't put a claw weight on there. Well, with everything else going on. Let me see if that doesn't help. Okay, we're at 460. Which brings us to 48. We have 8 more rows to knit before we do another transfer. And we have 4 more rows to knit before we do our reduction. Everything's good. Okay, I'm going to move these up. This is 462, 464. Moving them up again. Reverse. Everything looks good. Doing a reduction. Okay, I'm just going to move this around again. Okay. Knitting on that one, not knitting that one. This is 64 going to 68. 2, 3, 4. This is 68. Check it off. 68 is also where we do our fancy transfers. We're just going to move this over. I did it again. Okay, reduction is done. Now we have to do our transfers. 68 is the tens, so starting at the tens. Okay, there are none on the bottom. We've done the reduction. Switch. Taking a deep breath. We now need to knit row 474. Okay, this is 474. We're now reducing. That up. Okay, that's all done. Okay, to 478. So back across. 1, 2, 478. We reduce. At this point, we could almost transfer these up, but not quite yet. Would be a little bit tricky. Taking a deep breath, not knitting on the main bed, knitting on the ribber, checking this off so I don't forget. It's 478. Okay, knitting to 482. Reduce. Two more reductions and then we'll put this thing on the main bed. I think. We should be able to. Okay, that's 482 on the main. Not on there. Blah, blah, blah. I meant on the ribber, not on the main. Checking off 482. Going to 486. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more reduction, we should be able to transfer. This is 486. Next one is 490. All right, so now we can actually transfer these. I'm first going to do my reduction so I don't forget. Okay, so you could use your racking handle and just rack it and then transfer it with your single prong transfer tool, but you have to twist it to turn it around. Instead of doing that, I think it's better if we don't do that. I think we're better off just keeping it on the bed for now and finishing up the rows. That way we can do our last fancy stitches before we do the rest. I hope that makes sense. This was 490. We need to do a reduction on the bottom. No, we did our reduction. We need to go. We switch. We're going to pull these up. Knit across. Knit back. It off. Moving these up. This one is didn't want to. Okay, that transfer is done. Knitting on the main, knitting on the ripper, not the main. Now knitting on the main bed. Okay, that's 496. Reverse. $97. This is 98. This is 99. This is 500. We now need to reduce. So in order to do that, we need to take the stitch, turn it, and put it on its former partner. Okay, now these ones you can move with your 2-prong and just move them over so that you keep your count. Okay, take a deep breath. Reverse. You're going to knit across. For row 501. This is 502. Reverse. 503. And this is 504. Now, we need to move stitch 58 onto 57 on the main bed. And then we move crazy stitch from below up, and then we move its friend, same maneuver, one, two, and we are actually done with the ribber. Deep breath. Thank God. We can now drop the ribber. And now we can readjust our weights and actually weigh this thing down properly. But first, 504, we move every fifth. And now we can bring them out. We will also be adjusting our row counter because we will no longer have 504 and it will just be 1 row equals 1 row from here on in. Okay, from here we take a break. Let's adjust our the way that we have this thing weighed down, and let's take a look at what we've got. So this is the end of the U-shaped knitting. Now we have the main bed only.